Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Kaufman is Alive YouTube channel. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at a new comic book by DC Comics, Absolute Power number 2. This just came out. It's written by Mark Waid, and Dan Mora is the artist. He's the cover artist here as well. I like the cover. It shows us what's going to be happening in the comic book. It's got the same aesthetic as the interiors, which is something I feel like we don't get a lot of these days in comic books. We get a lot of covers that are just drawn by a completely different artist than the interiors, or sometimes they don't even have characters involved in the books on the cover. So I like that we got a cover here that's showing us what's going to happen in the book. Of course, there are a whole bunch of variant covers for this issue, but I got the main A cover here. We got this like creepy hulking figure standing over Superman here. The Titans and some members of the Justice League fighting in the background. Some shards from what is probably the Fortress of Solitude here surrounding the page. And it's kind of in like that 3D style, which we get a little bit in the book as well during some of the action scenes here. Um, which is, it's kind of an interesting style. I could probably do without it, honestly. But it does kind of show like the heroes getting rocked or like their vision being blurred. So it's kind of a neat effect, I suppose. Again, they're using it on the cover here. And we got Superman in his black costume. It's like a containment suit to help power him up when he's been damaged. And I like seeing that suit. It's a pretty cool thing. I like the last issue of this as well. I'm not a big DC fan. If you've been following my channel or heard anything I've said, I'm more of a Marvel guy, and haven't been reading a lot of DC books at all, except for Titans. Um, so we'll get into this issue here. It's chapter 2, obviously, of the Absolute Power crossover, Resistance. The pages don't quite line up here, I noticed too. Just a little thing, but we've got Amanda Waller here, who's basically created her own Legion of Doom. We've got she's using technology from Amazo to create all these Justice League robots that are using the Justice League members' powers. She's got Failsafe, the Batman robot. She's got Brainiac Queen as well, who's like a female version of Brainiac, just super powerful, tapped into, all the internet all over the world, creating mass chaos, causing the heroes to be blamed for incidents that didn't even really happen. And she sent out her Task Force 7 group to try and apprehend all the metahumans. So we get kind of a big graphic here of all the humans in red that she's captured, and there's still some of the more powerful ones that they haven't captured yet. Mostly the Justice League, the Titans, the Justice Society. So Failsafe recommends that they actually start going after the family members of all these heroes, but Waller says they're humans and they're civilians and they're here to take out the metahumans. She says, I'm not a sociopath. She's got Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow, with her as well, who turned on the heroes, which is kind of interesting in a way because he's kind of he's not really much of a metahuman himself, as far as I know. So the fact that he would turn against them, it kind of makes sense. We got this character Dreamer as well, who's gotten together with Waller's group. I didn't know anything about this character at all. I tried to look it up in like the DC Encyclopedia and didn't even find anything. So I had to go to Wikipedia and found out this was actually a character created in the CW Arrowverse, and she's actually the first transgender character in the CW universe. So they brought her here into the Absolute Power crossover here, and she's working for Waller. Another thing I noticed here, I don't know if this is something new to DC or not, but Mark Waid's trying to make Amanda Waller's nickname The Wall. um, is that a new thing in DC? I don't even know, but that's kind of funny to me. So then we get to the Fortress of Solitude. All the heroes are trying to regroup, figure out what they're going to do here. We got Superman in his containment suit. He's worried about his son John because at the end of the last issue, we saw that the son of Kal-El, John Kent, got abducted by the Brainiac Queen and turned into like a cyborg. So we get some of the heroes kind of bickering with each other here, trying to figure out kind of who's in charge. Typical stuff when Nightwing says, "May I have everyone's attention?" And he kind of takes charge of the whole situation here. And they start splitting everybody up into groups. Batman's very proud. He says, "That's my boy." And Superman actually gives the Justice League this new gear that him and Batman had been working on. It's new tactical suits. So, and he says he's got a replicator working on additional gear as well. And Superman has a moment here with Aquaman, and he's worried about John, but Aquaman says, the pain of losing a child, that's unbearable, but Waller's not killing us for now, so John's probably safe, which is probably, the best thing that he could say at this point. And at that moment, we got John Kent right outside the door of the Fortress of Solitude. He busts right in, and things just start going absolutely insane. Really awesome rendering here on the cyborg John Kent, and we got the Brainiac Queen in the background. And he just starts attacking all the Justice Leagues. So does the Brainiac Queen, of course. Things are just getting out of control in this book. It's a really fun action scene that goes on for multiple pages here. They're kind of taking out all the Justice Society. They take out Wonder Girl. Dreamer shows up here, and she's kind of having second thoughts about joining Waller after seeing everything that they're doing. And she's got a connection to John as well, so seeing him like this, it's really freaking her out. We've got the Amazo fail-safe robots here who have powers of the Justice League. They're completely overpowering all the heroes. He says we're indestructible. Batman says he knows the energy signature from this robot. Where have I? And it kind of cuts off. So probably something that will pick up in some future issues here. So Wally West, he gets this kind of cool bike, and he gets some kryptonite to try and stop John Kent from fighting Superman here. While Batman, he's grabbing the Phantom Zone projector. He's trying to use it on the failsafe robot, but it gets broken. We got Superman here. He's trying to console his son here, and John says, "Dad, there's a way to end this. You have to join us." And then we got Mother Brainiac here looking at one of the tiny cities that like Brainiac would capture. This is Krypton here. And Aquaman shoots his spear at it and busts it open so that all these, tiny Kryptonians can attack the Brainiac Queen. So they get her under control. And Wally West, he grabs John Kent and drags him out here and just throws him through this explosion to get him away from Superman. And right at that moment, we've got the heroes. They've created this portal so they can get out of here. Superman decides to enact the self-destruct sequence at the Fortress of Solitude. As the timer starts counting down here, he's coming face to face with the Brainiac Queen. He's trying to get his son back. But Dreamer, she decides to turn and help the heroes. She said she's done being a Waller's puppet. She attacks the Brainiac Queen. She says, "Everything I've done to protect my family." And she tells Amanda Waller to go F herself as they blow up the Fortress of Solitude here. But we see that it didn't really affect the cyborg John Kent here. He does kind kind of have some remorse that his dad got blown up in this explosion, but that's about it. Then we got Waller here. She's talking to one of her teammates here, Steel. He's just another shadowy figure here in the background. And he's worried that they don't have eyes on Superman's kid, but Waller says, don't worry. You know, the Brainiac Queen still has him under their control. Which we find out that she does. And the Brainiac Queen's still alive as well. So blowing up the Fortress of Solitude really didn't do anything. Except possibly kill Superman and Dreamer. So at the end here, we've got Oliver Queen. He's cataloging the Justice League archives, and he knows all the weapons the Justice League has. So he grabs this Hourglass, who I assume he's going to use in the next issue to cause some more damage here to all of our heroes. And he says, time's up. So overall, I would recommend this issue. Got a lot of action in it, and I really like the art. And story is well written as well. It's a crossover series, so you know you're not going to get a full story in this one issue. It's part of, you know, a 4 or 5 part series. But I enjoyed this one, and I'll definitely be looking at the next couple issues to see where this is going as we lead into the new DC All In. So thanks for watching the video, and please subscribe if you haven't yet. I'll see you on the next one.